I had had enough.
Well, you drove out there into the middle of nowhere and had some sort of loud verbal display challenging ET in general out in the middle of nowhere?
That's what I was doing. I actually had a pistol in my hand at the time. I was really ticked off. When I was having this fit, I was waving the gun in the air, okay, and I had this fit. And at this moment, I said, okay.
He was a Louisiana man named Annabelle Doll. Folks around called him Six Gun Joe. Worked with ICAR, don't you know? Investigating UFOs. Out for a drive with a gal one night, they stopped to check out the reporting site. When an alien lit right there on the ground, he commenced to throwing his weight around. Now, old Six Gun didn't take too kindly to that kind of thing, especially without Vaseline or anything like that, you know. Seriously. Well, Six Gun looked that critter right in the eye and said, "Any last wish before you die, yo?" Reached for his gun, quick as a twitch, and said, "Fill your claw, you son of a bitch." Now a legend spread across the land about this pistol-waving man. But if you're from space or from Earth below, you don't give no lip to Six Gun Joe.
Welcome to Paranormal Heart Podcast with host Kat Ward.
It's been a crazy day. Hold on a sec. Let me get there. There we go. Welcome everybody to Into the Night with me, your host, Sean Kelly. Look at my hair. I still look like Moses, but that's okay. So I want to thank UPRN Talk Radio 105.3 New Orleans, 107.7 Mississippi. I'm sorry. My brain's rattled. Okay, all kinds of crap going on inside there. But just one announcement to make. My friend CL Thomas, her podcast is called the Gateway Podcast, and it comes on right after mine. Her guest tonight is Jennifer Talley, and she is the founder of the New Orleans Paranormal Society. So if you guys, want to check out another great show after mine, just go over and watch hers. I see everybody's on there. That girl, thank you very much for the coffee. Hey, Kevin, good to see you. Cindy, much love to you too. Let me see if I can get her. Kurt, It's great to see you too, buddy. Hey, Holly, good to see you. Let's see what we got. Hey, Gary, good. Yeah, I was just going to say that, brother. Gary, good to see you. Yes, before the show starts, a great rock star, Gene, good to see you, hon. Ozzy Osbourne passed away at the age of 76. Now, I'm sure a lot of people know who the gentleman was. He's really actually started metal rock, and his songs are great. A lot of his songs have good meaning to me, especially Mama Coming Home, Paranoid. Hey, Donna, good to see you. I'm going crazy, Donna. I'm going kind of crazy. I'm setting out on a task tomorrow. We're going to get our floors redone. So, I have the honor of taking up all the rug tomorrow and Thursday. So, you could say like a little extra, like little, the Prince of Darkness. Yes, he was, but he was a good dude, man. He was a good dude. But yeah, I'm definitely going to need some like extra strength for doing this run. Well, tonight, me and Jenny, I just got a message from her. So right now so it looks like she something came up to where she couldn't come on tonight. So we're having a open discussion. We could talk about Aussie. We could talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. All right. She does apologize for not making it. Something unexpected came up and she can't make it, but maybe I'll get her on next Tuesday night. See where we can go from there. So how's everybody's couple days since Sunday? Did you guys, think about the Annabelle doll or any of the other dolls that I mentioned that are supposed to be haunted? Anybody? Oh, by the way, Seamus McGinty's with me. All right, he's with me. He's coming tonight for his encore presentation. Okay, so say hello. Hello, how are you? But I've been doing okay. I thought it was a pretty good, interesting show on Sunday night. Um, I got to voice my opinion. I got to tell how I felt. And of course, well, he must be possessed because I had a lot of people in watching the show in the chat, and all of a sudden I put him up and like 3 or 4 left. So I don't know. Vet Girl said she researched the Annabelle Raggedy Ann doll. Oh, awesome, Vet. What did you think about it? We can talk about it right now. It is an open discussion. We can talk about whatever you want. Anybody have anything to get off their chest? This is the place to do it. If you have any questions for me or the people in the chat room, feel more than welcome to do it. Just remember, every question is a good question. There's no such thing as bad questions. Kurt said, I did, Sean, and has anyone ever did any research into thought from Egregore versus Tulpa? Pete Slattery was talking about it last night, and I instantly thought about these dolls and the voodoo around it. You know what? I wish Heidi was in the room because I'm sure she could answer it. I'm not really big on Tulpa yet because the other day is the first time I ever heard about it. If there's anybody else in the chat room that can help Kurt out, I'll put it up here on the screen so everybody can see it. So what is a Tulpa? I could look at it real quick and see what it says. Okay, a tulpa is a concept primarily from a Tibetan Buddhism and later adopted in some forms of modern occultisms, referring to a being or object that is created through focused mental effort, often through visualization and concentration. It is essentially a thought form that is believed to gain sentence and even physical manifestation through intense focus and will. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's what a tulpa is, buddy. Everybody. And I believe it. I know a couple people who actually won the lottery by doing that. Totally focusing on winning, and they won the lottery a couple times. You know what I mean? And I guess if you put your mind to it, it definitely could happen, and it possibly would happen. Um, I I'm sure there's a lot of us that have enough energy in order to form something. But my question to you, Kurt, is say like you wanted to form something, that you wanted something, and you took all the energies for you to make that thing happen. Would it be just instant gratification for you? Would it be like, we'll just say, okay, we'll take Seamus here for a second. If I could actually get Seamus in on this, if I direct all my energy on Seamus, I'm sure that something could be happening to him, or maybe I can put something in him. But my question to you would be, do you really seriously want to do it? You have to look at yourself and say, okay, do I really, really seriously need this? Do I really seriously want this to happen, to where, say, like you got a doll and you lost a loved one and you miss them, and you put all your thoughts and your energies into this doll, thinking about the person that has passed away, wanting to talk to them again, wanting this doll to be them, to replace them. And come to find out, there are some nasty spirits on there that could imitate whatever, say, like you wanted to bring in. And it's just like, to me, using a Ouija board or a tarot or whatever. Okay, that girl says, was fear-mongering tulpa coincidence cause? I found a picture of said doll inside the case and feel absolutely nothing demonic on it. Okay. Kurt says, yes, I believe that can happen, Sean, 100%. Who do we got up here? So I believe that I don't think I would want that to happen, man. I don't think I would want, the situation to occur, because it could definitely be an evil spirit that's imitating who you want to believe in. At one point in time, a very long time ago, there was a lot of people that I wanted to come back and talk to, especially my father, because it's been like over 35 years now since he's passed away, and I just remember him at the age of 23. Okay. So that girl says, so all the occurrences of accidents related to the doll would be along the coulrophobia we have. Possibility. Could. Okay, I understand what you're talking about. Yeah. But remember back on Sunday when I told you that Lorraine Warren told everybody that there was a malevolent spirit inside this doll? And that at the time that she said that, okay, the movie was coming out in the book. Hey, Mark Eddy, good to see you, buddy. Oh, fair clients. I don't even go. Okay, thanks. No. Hey, Joni, it's good to see you, hon. But I just lost my train of thought. See, that's how my mind is going today. I just lost my train of thought, but I'll get it back again. If anybody could help me out, what was I just talking about? I appreciate it. You got to forgive me because it's not a good day today. But yeah, no, I would not want to, you know, force anything or will anything to come back inside a doll. Oh, you didn't derail me, hon. It's me. It's my brain. You didn't derail me at all. Don't be sorry, but just hurry up with the coffee. I need about a gallon of it. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Johnny. Yeah, Lorraine Warren. Thank you very much, John. Lorraine Warren, her that movie was coming out and the book was coming out, and she's telling everybody there's a malevolent spirit in her. Hey, Heidi, good to see you. Much love to you. Um, and she's telling everybody, hey, Kevin, that the doll has a bad spirit in it, and not to open up the case and don't touch her and don't take her out. Um, and all it was to do to make money. You didn't realize what time it was. Okay, it's all right, Heidi, not a problem. I forgive you. Just don't let it happen again. Kurt says, that's fine, brother. You answered my question. I appreciate Sean just heard that last night and wanted to bring it up. I'm glad you brought it up, Kurt. I am. Seriously, I'm glad you did bring it up. And I'm glad you asked that question. But, what I answered is how I feel about things. Hey, Mish, good to see you. Scotsman, good to see you. Hey, everybody's in. Cool. It's going to be it's a great show. But you know what, Kurt, she had to put stuff up. Heidi did because there's a storm come. But you know what, Kurt, honestly, to be honest with you, everything that I answered or what I told you is from my perspective. I always encourage people, just don't go by what I say. If you have to figure it out yourself and find something out, go do it. Go do your research on it, dude. And that's for everybody out there in the chat room tonight. Do your research to see what could come up, because eventually when it comes down to, it's your choice. It's your choice if you want to do it or not. But Kurt, that was good. I'm glad you brought that up, dude. I'm glad you did. I'm glad everybody did. So Heidi's saying that there's a storm coming out there in Colorado. Okay. We're supposed to get some decent thunderstorms here coming through Pittsburgh. I sure as hell hope so because it is humid as hell. It is. Maybe that's what's my problem. It's humid. But Heidi, Shaman says hello. Okay, Mish, says hello. Everybody says hey for people who are just coming in. Jenny, she an unexpected thing happened about 10 minutes before the show. And she totally apologizes for not coming on tonight. But hopefully I can get her on next Tuesday and then we can continue about what she sees, why she thinks that the demon is in there that killed the dude and caused all this ruckus all over the United States. Miss said, "Oh wow, my screen froze when you did that. That's wrong." Okay, I won't. No, you're doing pretty good the other night, Mish. You're doing pretty good. I don't know. Yeah, everything's okay. She'll be all right. Everything's cool. Yeah, the shenanigans. Let's talk shenanigans. There's a lot of shenanigans happening out there in the spirit world today. In the spirit world for whatever, you know. I don't know, but it was a different type of energy today. How Seamus Kevin? There he is, buddy. Hey, Seamus, Kevin wants to know how you're doing. I'm doing good, dude. I'm good, dude. He says hello. But this is Seamus's last night here on the show. We'll be putting him back in his glass cage where he belongs because just in case, there's something evil inside him. But there isn't, I can guarantee it. I was going to throw some holy water on him the other night, and I just couldn't find any. So I just put him back. Big Miss says big activity in Earth near Japan when I went to bed last night. Um, yeah, we got Vet Girl, man. She's making the coffee. She started at 8 o'clock making coffee, so that's all good. Um, Kurt says today is the shortest day of the year. I guess I heard the Earth is spinning a tad bit faster today. So maybe because of all the weirdness today. That's true. Hey, Matt Barron, good to see you. I was just thinking of you, brother. How you doing? I gotta get you back on the show. It's been a long, long time. Matt Barron, who's in the chat room, is a very good friend of mine, and he is a great paranormal investigator. And I'm going to have him on the show if he wants to come on. I know he wants to come on. I'll make him come on. If I have to go out where he lives, I'm going to put him on front of the screen. Heidi says we are at a KP5 geometric solar storm. I'm going to have to look that up after the show, Heidi. Seriously. Matt Barron says stopping by before my show for Global Ghost Hunt. Yeah, it is, brother. It's been way too long. Yeah. So when I have Matt on, hey, Matt, how about next Sunday coming on? We can talk about it if you're available. And we could talk about the Global Ghost Hunt if you're cool with that next Sunday. That girl says I got all. Hey, everybody, that girl got all the teas and the coffee mugs ready. Sean, how do you take yours again? You're the only one I didn't write down. Odd, of course. Straight up black, honey. Straight up black. Hey, Joe Fox, good to see you, man. Thank you for coming in. Happy Tuesday to you, too. Heidi says KP5 at that level is when my nerves start hurting. I definitely can feel it. Matt Barron says, depends on what time. I typically work Sundays, usually home run. We're not going to make it. How about a Tuesday night? Just get back to me, dude, if you can. And you have a good show tonight. Okay, buddy? I appreciate you, bud, for stopping in before your show. But we'll get you on and you can talk about the Global Ghost Hunt. That would be great. So, what time we got? 22:40. Okay, in about 3 minutes, I am definitely going to have my first break. So, synchronicities. Heidi, you're on. I'm joking. No, I'm thinking of doing a show. Well, okay, sure, Matt. Good to see you. I'm glad. I'm glad we can hook up about that. And again, I hit 1111, whatever that means, in synchronicities. I don't know. But I tell you what, though, I'm hoping. Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing it out. But Jenny, Jenny. So Heidi has gratitude for all the synchronicities that she received. Brandy Sampson, good evening. Thank you for stopping in. So good. Now I'm starting to feel a little better here, everybody. Okay. Again, I want to say that Ozzy Osbourne, rest in peace tonight, brother. You know what I mean? You did for a lot of people. Your songs really touched a lot of people, even though they were crazy and crazy insane. But they touched. Hey, Michelle, how are you? That girl says, all right, that girl got all your coffees ready. Kevin says, I am good. We had enough coffee early in real time. LOL, I am having orange pop water and tea. Yes, that's it, honey. Mama, I'm coming home. I played that song before the show started tonight, so. But what I'm happy about with Ozzy was that he got to do that last show with all those bandmates and all those guys up there doing that concert for everybody. At least he got to do that. And I'm sure he got his angel wings up there and he's looking down on everybody, But listen, everybody, it is at the bottom of the hour. I am going to take a break. I'll see you in about 2 or 3 minutes. So, enjoy Vet Girl's coffees and teas that she made for you. You got to pee, go pee. If you want to go out and have a smoke, go have a smoke. But I will definitely see you in about 30 minutes. No, I'm jobbing. 30 seconds or more.
The Power Agency is built for those who move like predators, decide like weapons, and execute like their life depends on it. You're either fully in, or you're invisible.
Oh, got one more here, and then we'll play one more in Okay, welcome back, everybody. Oops, Kay. What a day. That didn't go to plan, but we got them in, so I'm happy. Uh, okay, here we go. So, some announcements on C.L. Thomas's podcast right after mine from 9:10 to 10:10. It's called the Gateway Podcast. She is my friend. She has a great podcast. And tonight's guest is Jennifer Talley. Uh, she is the founder of the New Orleans Paranormal Society. That should be a very, very interesting show because, of course, UPRN was like, I guess you want to say, born in New Orleans. And I know from listening to a lot of people who have talked about the ghost stories down there, I'm sure, there's going to be some good stuff being on her show. You get this back again. I am so sorry, everybody, but my mind's racing. Okay, let's see. Thank you, Vet Girl. Thank you, Heidi. Let me see what Kurt had to say here. Anyone ever listened to Scary Little Green Men? Yes, Sean, I can't seem to steer away from. He knew his time was coming. He wanted to do that last show with everybody. What a true legend. Yes, he was a true legend, sir. Yes, he was. Can I ask an open mic question? Yes, you can, Heidi. Not a problem. Please do. Has anyone ever experienced their feet or palms on the hand vibrating? I have. Yes. Mitch says only when sitting on the washing machine. That's funny. That's funny. That's cute. No, Heidi. Are the palms of your hands burning? Yes, and for me, I can share my answer. What that is that the energy that is coming either from spirit into your palms, or it's all the energy that's inside you and that's you're releasing from your palms. See, whenever I would, clear a house and give it like spirit energy, I would always bring my energy through my left hand. My left hand gets really bad, really bad. It burns, and I could just feel the energy come through. Okay, and then I release it with my right hand. Okay, and but with my feet, that's kind of hard for me because I have that neuropathy, which sucks. It's terrible. But when it comes down to the hands, and when you're actually working in energy work, okay, your hands um, feel a lot of burn. And you know what? It's crazy that you brought that up, and I want to share this with you. Um, Here's the deal. If you look at the palm of your hands, okay, if you look at the palm of your hands, mine are white as white can be, okay, but the rest of my hand is like a regular skin color. And I could not figure this out, what it could be. And then I realized that it was all the energy work that I have done. Oh, we got some people talking. Okay, hold on a sec. Let me get back to everybody here. Heidi says that resonates. My palms, especially, it feels like it's coming from my palm chakras. I guarantee it. Mine comes through my crown chakra, down through my hands, down through the left and not with the right. That girl said it happens to her when she's doing energy work. Kevin says hands have vibrated before when something is about to happen, like random power failure, for example. Mish wants to know, are you Reiki attuned at Heidi? Are you attuned? Yeah, I think I think I understand it, but I think Mish would explain it easy. But yeah, Heidi, with your hands are like that, you doing energy work. It's all in the palms. It's all in the palms. You know, um, maybe with your feet, shaking or leg muscles or whatever. Maybe you're just feeling that energy that's inside you, and something's going on, and it's really going crazy, and you really don't know how to seriously ground it. Now that's what I'm thinking. Okay. Heidi says no, but I've been drawn to that and know quite a few energy healers. Um, that which is cool, and I'm sure if you talk to the energy healers or Heidi, I guarantee it. They'll come up with some good exercises for you to do. Um, but it's nothing to worry about. It's all good. But it could be awful scary if you don't realize what is happening. And I truly mean that. Um, and I'm not speaking egotistically, and I'm not here to say, how good I am. But I remember one time I was doing an investigation and I was clearing out a house. And what I do is I got the energy from spirit or the universe through my crown chakra, and then it just comes down and out my hands. Well, a couple of my group members saw some sparks coming out of the palm of my hands. And it's kind of creepy when they said that. Okay, that girl says I have to wear a magnet bracelet when handling electronics because I can turn on my TV, Blu-ray, VCR, computer, etc., or shut them off by walking by them, or shut off the TV, touching Blu-ray or such charging. Yes, I know a lot of people like that can do that. In fact, I know a lot of people that have gone through so many damn light bulbs because they break when they walk by the light bulbs in their house. I've seen it with my own eyes. Kurt says, my hair stands up out of nowhere sometimes in the same room. No temperature change, not scared or anything, just sitting there or walking around my house. But I feel my house is suspicious. That girl says I can turn on the beeping thing entering or leaving stores. So all it is about harnessing your energy. You know, do more research into it, Heidi. You know, that would be my suggestion to you. And talk to all the good hosts who have good people on UPRN. I know Carrie Lynn's good. I know Lori's good. Michelle's good. They're all good. Hey, Vet Girl, that coffee is awesome. Thank you very much. Um, in fact, I'm almost done. I might need a refill. Um, okay, and it's crazy about how energy is inside our bodies. And can you imagine? Think about it, everybody. Think about it. When you die, your body is all full of energy. So hey, Kat, good to see you. I would like to get you on as a guest there, Kat, if you don't mind. I would like it if you wouldn't mind. Awesome, Heidi. That'd be great. Beckerel says my Fitbit dies on full charge in about 5 to 10 minutes. But last 2 weeks I on the countertop wearing her bracelet. I'm crazy. Hey, Ciao, how are you, buddy? Really looking forward to your show coming up. Kevin says I have influence caches at work. LOL, that's similar, I guess. Uh, I would love. I don't mind at all. I also want you on mine. I would be totally honored, Kat, if I could do that. I would be honored to come on your show, and I'm honored that you'd be happy to come on here. But look back to the energy bit. Okay, think about it. That's why when you go on, Heidi says, "Oh wow, guys, love and thank you for sharing your experiences." Thank you, sister. Thank you. But energy's crazy, man. It is like totally crazy. And it takes a lot to learn how to deal with your energy. It took me a long time. I didn't really understand energy work until I found myself a teacher. And they actually explained to me what was happening. Kurt says, yeah, but how much could be the cause of blowing bulbs or turning a small light on something like that? Your body discharging the electricity. Oh, well, Mish got zapped by her earplugs the other day, taking off her jacket. Oh, my goodness. Oh, wow. So that's why when we go on paranormal investigations, especially when we go to a very haunted place or a haunted area, I mean, we go in there, all our batteries are charged. We have backup batteries, we got replacement batteries, we have more batteries than you can ever think of. Okay. Now, with spirit being total energy, they zap the life out of these batteries, man. Zap it. And you run out and you're like 10 minutes into the investigation, okay, and all your batteries are gone. And I guess that's the concept of the energy that we got by people walking on, past light bulbs and busting light bulbs, you know. So one of these days I'm going to find somebody, to come on as a guest and actually talk about energy work. I think that was pretty cool. Kat says if it wasn't for us investigators, the battery companies would be bankrupt. That is true. That is true. Or else we should have took stock into the battery companies, huh? We'd be rich and millionaires for that stuff. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, a lot of batteries, Sally says her microwave arcs when she's angry. And you know what? I totally believe that, Sally. Honest to God, I do. Yes. I've seen a lot of crazy shit going on. How about the times when you're walking down or you're driving down the street at night, and all of a sudden you come up to a street light and the light goes off. Just that one light. All the other street lights are on, okay? But that one. And then when you pass that light, okay, that street light, okay, then all of a sudden it turns back on again. Has anybody ever experienced that? I think y'all did. I know I did. And then it's funny where Kat says, that's happened to me for as long as I can remember. Yes. And I believe, and CL says, yes, that happens to her sometimes too. And it kind of like blew me away. In fact, I had people in my car, and then we'd be driving down, and I'd say, watch this. And I'd come up close to a street light, and I'd look at it. And then all of a sudden it goes off. But the minute I leave, it turns back on again. Where I live, there's a park. I'm 3 houses up from a park. And there's a bright street light right there at the corner of my street, right there. And I remember some summer nights, I'd be sitting on my porch about 1, 2 in the morning. And then all of a sudden, the damn light would start blinking, going off and coming on. And then I'm looking at it, and then I started doing like a little K2 session with the street light. And I would ask the question and look at the street light, and I would say, blink for yes, don't blink for no. And the questions I was asking, it was blinking. And there was some questions I asked that it didn't blink. You know, there is a phenomenon called about it. I don't know what it's called. I really don't know what it's called, but I did a show on it with Mike Langley. Do you think there's a ghost in that light? Or do you think somehow spirit is manipulating that light? It's just crazy. Paranormal. Kat says, I've never thought of doing that. Give it a shot. See what happens. Kevin says, yeah, streetlights dancing a thing. I love that, Sean. Thank you. But seriously, do me a favor. Or if you want to, you know, when you see a blinking streetlight, work it as it's a K2 session. Heidi says, kind of like when I play roll call, I ask a question, then they come to ask out, they then ask to come out blinking. Kurt says, Sean, we need to go check out the old Westinghouse buildings. I think they were up to some pretty cool but secret shit. Oh, absolutely, Kurt. In fact, one time we were the only paranormal group to go into the Westinghouse library and investigate it. That was something. Johnny, whoa, we're going real quick. Okay. All right, Johnny, hold on a second. What about traffic signals? Does your energy affect that? You know, Joni, I don't know. I don't have an answer for that, sweetie. But it has never happened to me. Maybe somebody in the chat room it happened to. Sally says, one time I was crying in my basement and a light bulb faded with my cries. And it scared me, so I cried louder. And as I got louder, the light got dimmer and almost turned off. Scared the hell out of me. I bet it did, Sally, honest to God, that would be creepy. Did you ever find out why the bulb was doing that? Did you go into a meditation and ever find out, you know, was it somebody that was like trying to tell you that they were there to help you? Cason, good to see you, buddy. He's going to make coffee. Heidi says, we call the blinking street lights the paranormal lights. That's funny. Oh, God, that's great. In fact, Kason, he's from Sri Lanka, and he's just waking up. It's morning for him. But yeah, um, energy is crazy. In fact, the world has a ton of energy. I mean, I right now I'm not prepared for talking about energy, but I would like to have somebody on. Uh, Sally doesn't know how to meditate. I find out if you can learn to meditate. Trust me, when you meditate, you get a lot of answers. Speaking of meditation, I got about 5 minutes here, so I want to put you into a little meditation. I've done this on the show. If you want to come along, it will be really, really quick. If you do not want to participate into this meditation, it's okay. I can understand. So, what I would like you to do, everybody who wants to do this meditation, close your eyes and totally clear your mind. Totally clear everything out of your mind. Take about 2 or 3 deep breaths. And what I want you to do is not open your eyes, but look for the bright white dot inside your mind. Look for that bright white dot. And what I want you to do now is walk toward that light. And the closer you get to the light becomes really, really bright. Now walk through that bright light, and you're going to be coming to a field full of flowers, full of beautiful grass, and a tree line. And just absorb the sun, the beauty, the colors, the smell of the grass, smell of the flowers. And right over there toward your left, you're going to see a big, massive rock, like a boulder. What I want you to do is go over to that boulder, that big rock. I want you to sit on it, and I want you to look at the tree line. As you're looking at the tree line, you're going to see animals come out of that tree line. And now there is a bird coming down and landed right next to you. What I want you to do is get on the back of the bird and let the bird take you on a flight, because that bird's going to take you where you need to go and for what you need to see. And trust the bird. Now the bird's coming back to the rock, the boulder. I want you to get off the back of the bird, off its back, and I want you to sit on the rock. Oh, thank the bird for taking you. Now I'm going to count to 3, and you're going to open up your eyes. 1, 2, 3. And open your eyes, everybody. Welcome back. You don't have to share your animals or nothing like that with everybody. It's all for yourself. That little meditation that I just put you through, you can do it yourself. It makes me feel peaceful. The animals that came out of the tree line that you saw are the animals, spirit guides that are, and the bird that flew, you're welcome, Heidi. And the bird, let it fly, that took you on the cruise in the air. That bird's a big meaning to you guys. Kurt says, I'm still at the boulder. I started with my eyes closed. I opened and started walking around and was still in meditation mode. Was going along with everything. There was an insignia on the rock, and I couldn't get past it and get on the boulder. I don't know what that means. I don't know. I'm going to have to look into that, Kurt. You're welcome, Mish. You're welcome, Beck Girl. I need to think about that one for now. Sally says, I definitely feel relaxed. I love birds. I pictured a giant crow. That is sweet. That is awesome. But everybody, I got to go. All of our chatters today have some kind of personal paranormal. Yes, absolutely, Johnny. But unfortunately, I have to get going here because CL's coming up with her show. So everybody, thank you for stopping in tonight. And I'm definitely going to try to get Jenny on here as quick as possible. And we can finish talking about the Annabelle. Children, if you can, please go to your parents, give them a hug and tell them that you love them. And parents, please go to your children, give them a hug and tell them that you love them. And if you have no parents, if you have no children, feel free to find somebody and give them a hug and tell them that you love them. And because those 3 words, I love you, go a long way. And on that note, good night, everybody. Have a safe week, safe, happy week, and I'll see you next Sunday. Good night.